Welcome to this episode of the Someone with a Goal podcast, This Way podcast, where we go behind those who are on the mission, those who are with passion, and those with purpose. Very fortunate today to be chatting to someone that I think I'm very fortunate to have the algorithm come across. And that's really how I kind of want to go into my kind of introduction to you, Steve. And I scour through your profile and I came across all the value and all the content that you've been providing. My audience is predominantly men, those who have migrated from another country. Their fathers don't know what they want. And then we just want to provide something solid, build an empire online for their families. And that's why I'm kind of fortunate how to come across the value that you've been bringing. But I wanted to see if you can just share your story, give us a bit of an insight as to where you started, how you started, to where you are today.
It's interesting, brother. So I grew up in South Auckland, in Auckland, New Zealand, and a little bit of a rough area, And mum's Māori, so native, and dad's English. She had me when she was 40, my dad was 50, so they were older parents. And things were a little bit rough, like a lot of kids in the area. So it wasn't unique, but mum was an alcoholic, so we didn't have much money. In fact, there were the poor kids. Then there were the poorest of the poor, and then there was us. His mum just spent all the money on alcohol and stuff. So it was that sort of police and parties every weekend and that sort of thing. And things got a little bit out of control. So she got locked up and hospitalized because of her alcoholism. Dad was now in his 60s, and so we spent a little bit of time in foster homes. Well, that sounds sad. It's actually me and my brother. It was actually a good time for us because they were really nice, and we had a lot of food. So as a Polynesian, just like food, I'm happy, So there were some interesting times, and it's one of those things that because we're always at the bottom, we had to prove ourselves. So we became fairly did well at school and studies, but then we got into drugs, like soft drugs, when we were about 10, 11, so quite young. Unfortunately for my brother, he's still addicted to it to this day. So his whole life he ended up being addicted to like marijuana and stuff. I ended up having my first child when I was 16. That was interesting. You have to learn to grow up quickly. And all I knew was just I didn't have any education or skills. So I got into laboring and I just worked 7 days a week, because minimum wage back then was so low, just like I was happy to work 7 days a week so I could just provide for my son. By the time I was 19, I had 3 kids. So that was now even more expensive, rather. In my early 20s, and I was working security in my early 20s, I found out that my wife at the time was cheating on me. So we split up and I took my kids. I had this moment at this flash in time where here I am, 22, 23, I've got my 3 kids. I'm working in a low wage, minimum paid job as a security officer, and my kids are going to grow up struggling financially. And I just thought, no, that's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. I'm going to find a way out. But you got to understand, I didn't have any mentors. I didn't have a rich uncle. All I had was like books and stuff that I'd read. So I read Think and Grow Rich, and it was just like, wow, So I started looking. When I came across a guy, rang true for me. His name is Bob Proctor. I contacted Bob. I looked him up. I looked up his details around his company, managed to get hold of him. He gave me some time, which I never forgot. Never forgotten the courtesy he gave to me. And I just said to him, look, this is my situation. I'm from New Zealand. And he dealt with some people in New Zealand. I go, great. I said, can you help someone like me? No education. Can you help me? Because what I wanted to do is, I knew that he came from being a fireman to becoming this multi-millionaire and helping other people become millionaires. And he just told me that he could, and he said, but basically it's a mindset thing. Once you understand how to change your mindset, it's like a software program. So your potential is enormous, but you get a supercomputer running a virus, it'll break it down. And most people's thoughts are like a virus. If you run the thoughts of an addict, you'll become an addict. Run the thoughts of a multimillionaire, you become a multimillionaire. It doesn't matter where you are. And then you do need to know some basic things about business. And so I said, I was so excited. I said, so how much does it cost? He told me. And like at that stage, I was trying to just make enough money to pay for petrol and food, just to get to work. So he told me, and I thought, okay, cool. I said, look, I'm going to have to get back to you. I don't have that sort of money, but we'll get back to you. And he just said, fine.
How much was it, Steve? Was it massive?
This is like back in 2004. Yeah, it's like 15,000 US. And I didn't have a couple $100 to my name. And so it gave me fire. It gave me like, I'm going to do this. I know if I do this, it's going to change my world. So what I did was I started doing double shifts in security. I started working 7 days a week. It took me a little under a year and a half, nearly 2 years, to save up enough money. I worked all the public holidays because you got double time and stuff. Every spare dollar I had, I just saved up. That's the first time in life that I managed to do any savings, but I had a purpose. And at the same time, remember, I was a solo dad with 3 kids. They didn't see much of me, but I thought, I'm going to do this one. I went and saw Bob a year and a half later. I came back and it just, everything made sense. And I'm a good student. I thought, I paid all that money, I'm going to do exactly what I said. Now, the only thing I knew was security. So I just started a security company. I didn't even know how to register a company. Like people, I just think, how? Like, how do you know how? So just the most basic. I didn't know anything, But what I did know was to take action. I was good at taking action. So my specialty was catching shoplifters. That was what I was trained in. I was a store detective, just walking around undercover. I was very good at it. It just wasn't paying well. So I started my own company. Within the year, we were the largest security company in New Zealand. I'd taken over the entire industry. By the following year, I went back and saw Bob again and had some money. I was now on well over 100 grand. I had a house, a nice neighborhood. I had a Mercedes, I was traveling. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I wasn't a millionaire, but I was probably on about 140, 150 grand. And that's back in 2003, around that time, 2004. I went back, saw Bob. That energy is just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I got some more insight. And then I got this idea, because the funny thing is people think you have to go into this business. This is where you make money. Or you go into you go affiliate marketing or drop shipping.
Yeah.
There's no secret in any business. In every business, there's people losing money and there's people making money. But it's not the right time. It's not like that. And at the height of the boom, there's people losing money. Yeah. At the height of the boom, there's people making money. When there's a recession, at the lowest time, there's people making their first $1 million. The lowest time, there's people going out of business. So it doesn't matter. The right time is now, right? That's the key part. So the secret isn't the timing. The secret isn't the business. The secret is you. So for example, if you take Elon Musk goes undercover, the head of Tesla, he goes undercover. Nobody recognizes him. He's got no money. All his money, all of his friends, all of his influence, you take away anything, but he comes into your business. Within a year, it'd be $1 billion business. It doesn't matter that some little town in Australia, he would blow it up because of who he is. It's the mindset. And so once you understand a few basic things of systems in business, and you got the mindset, because life is actually very simple. Like the mind loves to complicate it, like the food, like dieting. There's once this complicated diet. Stop eating junk. Why don't we just start there? You'll start leaning out just like that, right? Start a business, just start. I had this idea with security, and it's just like, oh, I think that's a cool idea with cameras. And so I put that idea into action. Yep. And it ended up taking over the whole camera industry and technology industry in New Zealand as well. I just took it over. And so I became the largest supplier of cameras. I broke all these records about the largest install for one customer and all of this stuff. I didn't even know. So the average camera system I sold was about $500,000. And about half of that was my personal profit. All of a sudden I became a millionaire. It's just like, oh, I did it. And so, I'm a simple Māori boy. So just like money in, I'll go spend it. So yep. I went and bought a Ferrari. Brand new, cash, I went and bought a mansion. I went and bought a penthouse. Oh, that's right. My wife wanted a family car. So I said, I'll go get a family car. She goes, just don't bring back something stupid. I said, I'll bring back this huge Hummer. She can't trust me. I'm stupid. So I had all this stuff, and then I started having $1 million months. Then on my very best day, I made over $1.2 million in one day. And it was just coming so fast. In the book, Think and Grow Rich, in the prelude, actually, he says, if you think wealth comes from being honest and working hard, perish the thought. So people think, I work hard, I'm a good guy, I'm going to make money. No, it's got nothing to do with it. Don't be an asshole, and also, of course, work hard, but it's got to understand with certain principles of how the mind works, how the universe, how wealth works. Yeah. And it goes on to say that when you understand these laws, the wealth will come in such a flood, such a torrent, that you'll be shocked and you'll wonder, where was it all those lean years? And that's exactly how it played out to me. It's just like it came in like a torrent. Interesting enough, my best friend who I got on, he's a bit of a narcissist. I just sort of wanted to oversee or overlook that. But anyway, he came as a business partner within 2 years. The whole thing was he stole from me, so I ended up losing everything. So I went into bankruptcy. I became quite depressed, became a big victim about that. But then I realized, one second, it's all me. I'm the one who attracted it. I'm the one who didn't deal with things. I'm the one who didn't look at my bank account that allowed him to just take large amounts of money out. It's just a lesson. If I've done it once, I can do it again. And so it's just like, if you've done it once, you can do it again. So I got my mindset back. Next thing I know, I'm back on top. And I've tracked it all back. And now for the last 2 decades, that's what I do, is I've been teaching people how to do what I do. Yeah. And so for some people, their start point is like last week, I had a person who's a heroin addict, another person who wanted to commit suicide while we're on the phone, I got other people who's like, the problem with their weight, they suffered with their being overweight their whole life. Yep. Many people, they just want to get their first $100,000 or first $1 million, whatever that case may be. It's all the same thing, by the way. It's like all of this is about mastering the mind. You master yourself, then you master everything the self touches. But what people are trying to do is they're trying to do something over there. There's just like, what's the use of having a six pack by being broke? Yeah. What's the use of being rich but being a rich guy with tits and a belly? Just like, it's just mastering self is the key. Because if you don't master yourself and you come into some level of success, what happens is, like, you don't master yourself and you come into a great body, they can magnify the hell out of your ego. You can become this very insecure, guy who's got a great body, right? And then you end up taking advantage of people in the opposite sex. Same with money. You get money and you have to master yourself, it will ruin you, like it started to do me. I start partying, I start doing all of this. So people think success is cool. If you're not secure in yourself, success will destroy you and your family. You really want to focus on self. That's the key part. All of it comes from focusing on yourself.
You mentioned something I want to double down on, Steve, and that was, you said you and your brother grew up. Where are you? Are you the eldest or are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Interesting, because I always find that it's the eldest that's the one that leads and the one that obviously comes through. So what differentiated you? Why didn't you go down that path of the drugs? What's the mindset there?
He did well at school, so I did well at school. He took up table tennis, I took up table tennis, and he was a champ. So I became a champ. He entered the rugby team, I entered the rugby team. He got hooked on drugs, kept doing it. I got hooked on drugs, not in a big way, but it was just it was a continuous thing. But when I had my first child, it was just like, nah.
That was the switch for you.
Yeah, I remember I didn't have a car. I had a 10-speed bike. I was 16, remember? And I had just some dope. And I was riding my bike. My son wasn't born yet. I was riding down the hill and I was thinking, nah. I just chucked it. And that was it. I just thought, nah, I need to work. I need to look after my child. So it was my son that changed everything for me. And it's sort of like this, brother. It's like your child will think you're a superhero. Every child thinks their dad's a superhero when they're young. And unfortunately, they get a bit older and go, dad's a bit of a loser. I want my child, you've got to earn it. I want them to look at me, this certain look. You have to earn that look. That's my dad. I'm proud. That's my dad, by the way. In fact, I'll read you something. This is my son. He's in his 30s. My kid's already successful. Like, they're already quite wealthy. I never gave them $1. They went through everything I went through. I didn't give them anything. But it's just like, if you want to teach your kids how to smoke, you don't have to teach them. Just smoke and they'll pick it up. If you want to teach your kids wealth, you don't have to actually teach them. They'll just see it. And it just becomes their norm. I'll just share something, brother. It was my 53rd birthday last week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. My son, my youngest son, he said this. He goes, happy birthday, Dad. Thank you for leading by example. I am proud to call you my dad. How beautiful is that? And I'm inspired by your drive, work ethic, and sacrifices. You're probably the youngest 53-year-old, and that's a testament to how you live life. Happy birthday, love, Julia. And that for me is that's my greatest flex. Like the supercars, the mansion, all of how, my lifestyle, man, that's cool. People say it's not about money. Well, try being broke, because that's not fun. Yeah. Money is cool, but it's not fulfillment. It won't give you that peace. Yeah. Fulfillment is when you respect yourself because you keep your fucking word, because you've mastered life. I've mastered me and my children. Even as adults, they still look up to their dad. Most kids, they look at their dad and go, you're fat, you're giving up, you'll just settle for average. And it's just like most men, just children still, in adult bodies. Dude, you have to be the fucking example. You have to live the life that you want your kids to live. Do you want them to grow up looking like you? If you don't like the way you look, if you don't respect yourself, nobody will respect you more than you respect yourself. Most men don't respect themselves because they lie to themselves every day. Like, yeah, I'll start that business. Yeah, I'll get the body this year. Yeah, I'll look after myself. It's just fucking lie after lie. And so we go through this process, and then all of a sudden, before we know, in our 30s, we've got a few kilograms on, we're settled in maybe an okay job, we're doing our business, it's okay, but we're not really expressing ourselves. We haven't actually decided, what the fuck do I want with my life? Like, seriously, what do I want with my life? How do I want to live? How do I want to look? And you decide what you want, and then you create that blueprint, not to get the thing. This is the weirdest thing. It's quite funny what people think. Create the blueprint to become the man that would get the thing. You create the blueprint. So I have this daily blueprint that I look at. It's called my life statement, and that shapes the man that I am today. I confine my entire existence to this 1 hour. I live literally hour by hour. So I start off the hour not as Steve with any wins or losses. I just start off as this person in my life statement. He's this hero, right? And all I want to do is just live as this man who moves like this, who talks like this, who acts like this, who's passionate like this, that I've written down. I'm dedicated my life to living in the next hour as this man. So if at the end of this hour is the end of my life, I can close my eyes in peace, going, yeah, at least for 1 fucking hour, I was true. I didn't lie to myself. I spoke freely. I expressed myself. I lived on purpose. I kept my word to myself, And then all of a sudden, what happens? Life is just this hour repeated again and again. So before I know it, as you master the hour, you master the day. As you master the day, you master life. And so when you confine yourself down to this hour, becoming this man, you become the man, and then the man who is this energy, this work ethic, and this level of passion, he's the one that would get all the boys and the lifestyle anyway. Like, if you chase anything, you push it away, right? And so but when you focus on becoming the person that would have it, you develop this character. All of a sudden, you start to pull, you start to attract all these circumstances. As an example, every person that is listening to this particular podcast, the only reason they're listening, just so they know, just like they might have thought, oh, well, this is a cool podcast, but the reason they're listening to this particular one is because deep down they're actually ready to change. That's why they happen to be drawn energetically to this particular podcast, because deep down going, you know what, I've actually had enough of this life. That's a great signal for them to understand. This is a sign for you to, not necessarily to contact me. I mean, you can always contact me, but this is the sign that, yeah, you need to change, brother. You need to step up. You need to start to design your life. Otherwise, the worst thing is you get into 40s and going, what the fuck happened? And in their 50s, most men are just the old, brother. They're so, they're ancient. I feel like I'm in my 20s. I'm the most jacked guy in any room I walk in. I command respect just because of my physique. It's just a different way of living. Whereas most people have just given up. You can see it in their eyes. You say to people, how you doing? They go, oh, yeah, pretty good. Or in Aussie, not bad. Not bad, bro. Not bad.
Yeah.
Just like, not bad. Holy fuck, you're missing life.
I've got to push back on that, Steve. And I think it's something that I personally went through, because it didn't trick for me until I went through a separation. Right up from like 20s to 30s, I'm in the matrix. It's 9 to 5, money's coming in. It's that normality, right? But it's not until something drastic happens in your life that you're like, fuck, okay, now we're going to have to switch it up here. A bit of adversity, a bit of self-reflection. It's easy for us to say, hey, you need to switch it. But it's not until that person, I don't know, goes through a divorce, right? Or has a heart attack, something needs to change. So for that person there who may be watching, what needs to be the trigger for them? Obviously kids, right? We all know our kids is our motivation, but I think for me, it went beyond the kids. Until I made a decision, we need to something drastic needs to happen. So that was my trigger.
Comfort is the destroyer. We'll sell out all of our dreams for a little bit of comfort. Buddha said that pain is the pathway. And that's what you're alluding to. It's just like, until you have pain, you don't have perspective.
Yeah.
Until you lose it, or you don't realize, like me losing everything with that bankruptcy, with my friend taking the advantage, that was the best thing. Oh my God, I was becoming a bit of an ass. I couldn't even believe it. I was partying, I was neglecting my family. If I stayed on that same track and I didn't go bankruptcy, it would have been about 6 months. I would have lost my family. They would have just left me. And so losing everything was like really beautiful for me. And that's what like gives you perspective. But what you're asking is, people were fairly comfortable in their life. Well, what's the answer for that? It's like, what do you want to leave? What's your legacy? What do you want to leave? And when you get to, like, you will arrive. It's just like, kids when they're like 15, 16, they're partying, they're doing stupid things because we think we're invincible, right? Yeah. But then kids die. They do stupid things and they fall out of buildings. They get in car accidents. Stupid things they do there. There's many consequences. A lot of us don't end up getting too hurt, but many kids do. And it's just like, but if you continue doing these dumb things, it will catch up with you, right? It will catch up. What's going to happen is, if you're in your 20s or 30s and you're fairly comfortable, but you're not expressing yourself, there's a reason men have midlife crisis, because we're not born to settle. We're not designed for it.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at a bird, it's designed to fly, right? It's designed to fly. Like, I know men close to me, they're relatives, they know the extended family. I've got a couple of people, one of them doing well financially, owns a couple of properties, everything's fine. He's doing okay in his corporate career, but he's dying inside. Everything, he just wants to be free like me. It's just like, tomorrow I want to go to Mexico and I want to live there for 6 months. So be it, I'll do that, do my business from there. There's nothing that can stop me from doing anything I want in the world. But he's trapped. His situation has become his prison. It's a comfortable prison. It's a beautiful, comfortable prison, but still a prison. And this is what I promise each person. When you get into your 40s and 50s, you will look back and you will be horrified. And then it'll be very, very unlikely that you'll be able to get the energy to break out. Some men can, because they're just in so much fucking pain. That's what they needed. They needed 20 years of pain to get to that point of going, enough's enough. If you settle, it'll show in your energy field. If you settle in one area, it'll start to show you're settled in your body. So in other words, you won't look after yourself. Everything is a very, very slippery slope. I mean, just have a look at the average 40 or 50-year-old. Have a look at how much life they have. Have a look at how much passion, how much energy. They're winding down. I think I've just started. I really do. I think, cool, I've done my 50 years of apprenticeship. I'm pretty good now. I'm ready to rock and roll, And so it's just like, you just got to project forward a little bit. If I keep this current lifestyle in 40 or 50, cool. Maybe you got a few dollars in the bank. Maybe you got a few properties. Maybe you're doing okay. But how will you actually feel when you sell out? You've sold out. We've all gone to the gym, and most people go to the gym, but the reality is 90% of people go to the gym, they never change their body. Their body looks okay, but it'll always just look okay, right? because they haven't actually decided what they want out of the gym. That's a great metaphor for life. When you go in a work set, let's say you're doing a set in the gym, right? You like the gym? You're into the gym?
I love the gym.
If they get this, you're doing a really hard set, and for some reason you go, fuck it, I'm going for it, and you just go nuts. You do this crazy set, like maybe it's legs or something really hard. I don't care, I'm just going for it, and you do it, and your fear is that I think I'm going to die. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it. And you do that set, and then afterwards you're so tired, and you go, yes, I did it. You feel so victorious. The victory comes because everything inside of you said, settle. You don't have to do this. Why are you doing this? That's why the gym feels so good, because we have victory over the mind. And then what about the set, or what about the workout where you didn't push too hard? You went to the gym, but it was just a little token workout. The next day you don't feel sore. And then the next day you go, because you know you sold out. And the body reflects that. Like the body reflects your discipline, lack of consistency, lack of passion, right? But let's say every day you really push it. Let's say you've got a blueprint and you really push it, and every day you win. Your body will reflect that. You won't look like the average person because you don't think like the average person.
Yeah.
You don't stop where the average person stops. When you settle, you know how that feels. You know you've sold out, and that feeling starts to haunt you. In 10 years' time, you'll be going, oh shit. And in 20 years' time, you'll be a shell, which most men in their 50s, you look at them, they're just a shell of who they were. There's no life.
Yeah.
You know? Even if the average 30 or 40-year-old is just like, dude, what's happened, brother? Like when you were young, it was just like we dreamed. We laughed. You know, we had joy. What do most guys have? What are they looking forward to? Their life revolves around the weekend or revolves around going on holiday. I don't need a fucking holiday. My life is the holiday. That's how I design my life. You know, it's just like, I'm not looking forward to anything. I'm living it. And I decide to live it. When I didn't have it all, I decided this is the way I'm going to live today. The stuff will turn up. The body will turn up. I was fat most of my life. And now I'm absolutely jacked, you know, because once I got successful in business, I thought, I'm just going to play to my body. Then I end up becoming this fucking bodybuilder. They end up competing at age 40 around the world for New Zealand. I'm like an international athlete at 40. Think, oh, well, won everything, you know? And so it's just like, you can apply it to every area of your life. It's never too late, you know? But for me, I just thought, I'm just a stocky Polynesian boy.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I realized I can be whoever I want. I think I'm just going to be Mr. fucking New Zealand, you know? And by age 40, I was competing at Mr. Universe in Germany for New Zealand. So it's just like, how far can you dream? How far do you want to go? Well, you just going to live this. What most people just live this week, and then they just repeat it 52 times in the year. So they go, man, the year went fast. Yeah, because you didn't even live, brother.
Yeah.
What you normally do every weekend, you do every fucking weekend. What you didn't normally do Monday to Friday, the same conversations, the same people. It's just like, you're not even living.
Yeah.
But what happens if you go for it? What happens if you fucking risk it all? What happens if it doesn't work? I don't care. I'll just keep going and I'll make it work. I don't care if I lose everything. I've lost everything twice, brother. It's like, there's nothing you can do that can take away how I'm going to feel today. You can take all of the fucking money. I'll just do it again. You know, I'll just do it. I actually had to start again 2 years ago. COVID wiped me out because I'm a little bit aggressive with how I invest and how I do things. So I was leveraged high. Literally 2 years ago, I was broke. It was just, holy fuck. But now I'm top again. So it's just like, you know, it's just like, it doesn't matter. It's the joy of, it's like trying to play rugby. Teach me how to play rugby without getting tackled. Like, what? I just want to play rugby, not get tackled. You get tackled on the way to the try line, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
Getting tackled is half the fun. Right?
Yeah.
That's the joy. It's like getting tackled, getting back up again. That's how you get to the try line. But people are so scared. They've settled for average. They settled for the sideline, for just watching the game rather than being in part of life, bro. So it's just like, what happens if you actually did it? What happens if you fucking did it and it all worked out?
Yeah.
Right? Then what? That's what I thought. So what if it worked out? I'm going all in and I'm not going to stop. I'm not giving it a good shot. I'm just going all in and I just won't stop until I become a fucking multi-millionaire. You know, until my clients, I've made my clients millionaires.
Yeah.
Until I've got that body, until I've helped my clients get the body, until I've dropped all my vices. I'm just not going to fucking stop until I help all my clients drop all their vices. All your vices fucking gone, bro. It's just like, we master self. That's the sort of mindset that I teach.
That's how I fell into it. The rugby analogy, I want to give it back to you because let's say you're playing club rugby and then they take you out, they put you with the All Blacks for 1 week. You hang with the All Blacks, you train with the All Blacks, you see their mindset, you see what they eat, and you've experienced that level, that elite level. Then you go back to club rugby. But because you've been exposed to that level. You've seen the All Blacks,
Yeah.
and you're applying those mannerisms, those little tactics. But your club rugby team haven't experienced that because they haven't seen what you've seen. And that's where I think the disconnect is between, I've seen how the other half live. I've seen that life. Talk to me about your experience, Steve, with goals, right? And the importance of setting goals. Obviously, being a multi-millionaire was one of them. Bodybuilding was one of them. Talk to me about the importance of that for you.
I remember sitting with Bob, and he goes, Bob Proctor, my original, I've always had a coach brother. It was just like, it just made sense, you know.
Yeah.
Like when I was a rugby coach. When I was young, we were poor, but they had this program for like poor kids for like table tennis.
Yeah.
It was happened to be run by the number 1 and number 2 players in New Zealand. So I got coached by the best. So we became very good at table tennis. I took it back up in my 30s, and then I thought, cool. I just did what I normally do. It was just like, who's the top coach around here? I was coached in my 30s. I only played casually too. Like I didn't even, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it well. I was coached by the number 3 person lady ranked in the world, Chun Li. So my thing is just like, if I'm going to spend time, it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
Like this is what people don't get. You don't get. It's going to cost you time and money, right? Yeah. And one of more of the other. If you pay with your time, maybe you get good, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Like it's 50-50 at best. But if I get the top coach who's got a track record of fucking taking people from here to here, then all I have to do is pay time and pay with a bit of money, and I'll get what took her 20 or 30 years. I can do it in 1 or 2 years. Will it mean that I'm a world ranked player? No, but I'm going to be a fucking great player. I did it with bodybuilding. My first comp I did by myself, dropped 26 kilograms. I actually came last. Back in the day, they didn't rank the top 3. They ranked from the last place is Steve Papps. Oh, well, that's right. But it was good because I dropped all this weight. But then after that, I just applied the same principles. I went and found out, I went to a comp, I saw who won it. He happened to be Mr. New Zealand, Tom Wuchik. I said to Tom, I don't know what you do for a living or what you do for work, but anyway, you're going to coach me. And he goes, yeah, okay. So Mr. New Zealand coached me. So I became Mr. New Zealand, you know, but to answer your thing, is just like a goal gives you direction. Yeah. People have this funny thing about goals, but first of all, if you don't have a goal, you have no direction. It's sort of like this. Imagine you're building a house. Cool, go and get a house. And you decide you got to get the best of everything. Get the best materials. Cool. Best builders, best chippies, carpenters, fantastic. Best electricians, best tilers, best roofers, best tile layers, carpenters, right? Cool. You got them all. They all come in and they go, where's the blueprint? I go, no, don't worry about the blueprint. Just get started. You'll be fine. You're the best in the business. What are they building, brother? Where's the direction, right? And this is the shocking thing. Like literally every day when I talk to new customers, just go like, and this is the business owners. What's your financial goal for the next month? And it's sort of like this. Oh, yeah, we'd like to do this, which means they don't have a set goal. And their goal is based on what they think what they basically have been producing, and they're just pulling a number out of the air, you know? In other words, they have no clear direction. So a goal gives you direction to make sure that you're on track. This is where you want to go. To qualify as a goal, it must be emotional. If it's not emotional, you're not going to move. Yeah. The word emotion literally means energy. Emotion comes from 2 words. So when you don't feel like doing something, you don't do it. And so, but when you do feel like doing something, you do it. So it has to be emotional. So that means it has to be a goal that makes your heart sing. So when Bob said to me, what do you want? What's your goals? I said to him, I want a red convertible Ferrari. He goes, oh, okay, that's pretty specific. He goes, what else do you want? And I said, I want a mansion. He goes, oh, yeah. Because in my head, I wanted to turn up at home like a king. I said, I want this gate that opens up. I want a big circular fucking driveway. In the middle of the driveway, I want a fountain. And then as I drive up, I want like these steps, goes up to these pillars, 2 big doors. I want to feel like, the king or something, right? That's what I want.
I can actually visualize that myself.
At that stage, I was on like 150 grand a year and stuff. And he was just like, yeah, that was. Because it's just a process, right? Yeah. And so I'll show you something, show you this photograph, 1 second. I remember when I started even looking for it, and I said to my kids, keep an eye out for a house. I'm looking for a house. Only young little kids, right? I said, I'm looking for a house, and I want it to be this big circular driveway. It needs a fountain in the middle, and it needs pillars. I went and saw some real estate. Again, agents, I didn't have the money. I went and saw some real estate agents, and they started showing me these beautiful houses. I said to them, where's the circular driveway? And they go, oh, but this is stunning. I go, yeah, but it's not what I said. So that was my brand new Ferrari I bought back in the day. And just to make sure that everybody knew it was mine, I put my name on it, which I still do, by the way. In the background, you'll see that there's a little steps up to some pillars, and that was our mansion. If you come back to the bottom of the stairs, you'll see actually like it looks like there's like a statue in the middle, and a flagpole, and there was a statue. That statue is a fountain. There's a circular driveway, and that's a pole. So everything I visualized, everything in detail, came to fruition. Again, I'm a simple Māori boy. Just I don't have any education. I don't have a rich uncle. I have no qualifications. I've got nothing. I still don't have any qualifications. Just like, not saying not to have, I just don't have them. So goals are critical because it gives you direction for your energy. But the key part of the goal isn't going after the goal. The goal is, this is the goal. The key part which most people miss, and then all of a sudden they try so hard to become desperate. It's like, you got a goal of making so many sales this week. If you push hard, you become desperate. Everybody feels it, and if you start pushing people away, right? So that's not how to go about doing it. So let's say you have a goal for this year, this month, and this week. This is so many sales. The key part of it is to create the man that would be able to get that goal. How does that man move? You know, and you describe the man, you describe, this is the person that will get that goal. He would be the most passionate. He would be the most fucking organized. He would be taking huge action. He would probably be doing at least 20 cold calls fucking every 2 hours. He'd be doing this, he'd be doing that. Just describe the person. Then my thing is that I control. Your response I can't control. You can say yes or you can say no. I'm not attached to it. What I'm attached to is just being this man. Because if I'm this man that I describe, he's the one who'll get the goal. So I just live as this man. And like, I don't sell, like I even hate it. And I used to teach selling. So it's a funny thing, right? It's like, selling is like I'm tricking you into saying yes to me. All I do is I tell people, look, I'm going to show you some things. If it's a no today. It's not a think about it, it's a no today. If you say no to me today, I have no comeback. I have no objection handling. My response to you is, no worries, have a good day, brother. So you say no to me today, that's my response. So there's no pressure. If you want to say no, cool. If you say yes, we start today. That's how I start all my conversation. Go, cool. And I present it to them. If they want it, they buy it. I don't sell. Right? And all I ask people is, what do you want? Like, what do you want? I've got something here. I can get you what you want. Are you ready to go here? That's basically it. You know, I'm not trying to convince someone to get something they don't want. And I'm just very good at taking a lot of action. So while one person, you know, they've got 3 clients on the go, but there's all this pressure on these 3 clients to close. I've got 3 clients this hour. You know, and I've got another 3 to the next hour. So if someone goes, oh, I think about it's a no from me. I don't work with people like that. I just don't, because I will drive you crazy. Because people want to manifest quickly, but decide slowly. Like, how the fuck does that work? So I teach people how to manifest quickly, which means you have to move quickly. You have to decide quickly. Every successful person decides quickly. Every average person delays their decision, which is a decision not to decide. That's what it is. That's what procrastination is. So goals, 100%. But then it's creating the man with the character, with the work ethic, with the traits that would be able to do that today. And I just move as that man today. And before I know it, all the stuff turns up.
Just control the controllables, which is
100%. Yeah. I'm not even interested, like even in this conversation, brother, like I'm really enjoying it. But my main thing is in our conversation. My thing is at the end of this hour, before I came on here, I read my life statement that this I'm the man. I'm the man who self-mastery is my number one thing. I move faster than any person I know. I'm the most passionate. I speak, I leave truths of fire sort of thing. You know, I've written all this out. I read it just before this, like I do every hour. At the end of this podcast, I'm looking at that and I'm going to go, did I live this? Or did I come onto the fucking podcast trying to be this guy, trying to flex, but come on the podcast trying to sell my services? Or was I just being pure and just letting be almost like a channel? You know, was I this man? Because I get to choose this, and you can't fake it, right? Like people try to be this person, just don't fake it, just be whoever you are, bro. Right? And because I am me, what I found is like all these hotshot CEOs, you know, because I'm just this Māori boy. I mean, this one guy turned up and I wrote it, I put the wrong company name in his presentation, and he goes, "You got the wrong name here. This is my first meeting." I said, "Oh, I am such a stupid ass. Sorry about that, bro. Anyway, let's get on to business." And I just keep going.
Brush it up.
It's just like, you haven't made mistakes. Of course, he's fucking made mistakes. You know, I just own it and I just move on. Like, I embrace the fact that I'm Polynesian. Like, being brown isn't a problem. Being brown makes me fucking unique. You know, my background makes me unique. And so it's not like some people think there's a tall poppy syndrome, or it's like I have to overcome these hurdles or these things. If you feel that, that's what they will feel. Like I just totally ignore it. I ignore the fact that I have no qualifications, no nothing. I remember this gig I got early on, and it was a guy after bankruptcy, and he goes, can you do this deal for me? I know what you've done in the past. I want you to do this deal for me. They want to bring gold in from Papua New Guinea. I go, yeah, no worries, I can do that. He goes, have you ever dealt with gold? No. Have you been to Papua New Guinea? No. Do you know anybody over there? No. But you can do it. Oh, 100%. And he goes, oh, okay. He goes, well, this is what we want to do. They got a gold refinery here in New Zealand, and they can buy it. They want to buy it directly from the villages. That's what they want to get at a cheap price. So I had to go to Papua New Guinea. So I went there. Anyway, they try to, a lot of the people there just rip you off, because a lot of people go to Papua New Guinea trying to do these deals.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was the first month I was there, just made a few contacts, but ended up being rubbish. I went back there about 3 times. The third time I was there for a little while. And interesting enough, what I saw in my head was I saw this conversation. I had this visualization. It was interesting, where it was just like, because I was pushing hard to get these deals, I go, I need to relax. It's not going to come from pushing. Somehow, some way, everything's going to work out. And I've just gone to my state, and I saw myself shaking hands in my mind, shaking hands with this important person, saying, Steve, I'm so glad that we found you. I'm so glad we found someone that we can trust. Because people stealing from them and ripping them off in Papua New Guinea, they'll take advantage of the local people.
Yeah.
I end up having breakfast with the Prime Minister.
Wow.
I can't even quite remember how I got the breakfast. And we had one conversation, we were talking about it, and at the end of the conversation, he goes, I finally found a man that I can trust. He goes, thank you so much, because now I know that my people will be safe and our resources will be safe. Thank you, Steve. How beautiful is that? And it was just like, just following the same process, bro. It's just like, it's a law of attraction. You're attracting who you are. So if you have fear that people may not think well of you, that's what will be reflected back. I just don't entertain, I don't align with any of those thoughts. Those thoughts just don't mean anything to me. I believe that the people they're being pulled to me, the right people who are ready to change, being pulled to me. And so by the time I have a conversation, my only question is, are you ready to change, brother? Because every single person I help gets their goals. I don't stop, I don't break, and it's just like, so if you're ready to achieve your goals, we'll do it. If not, don't worry about it.
I love how you mentioned the law of attraction. As soon as someone said law of attraction, my mentor was just like, oh man, let's just get to action. The more I resisted it, the more hard my journey was. But the more, as soon as I just opened up, started embracing it, everything started flowing. How important for you is the law of attraction? Obviously, the Ferraris and the mansion, it's all working. But for those, the old you who may be thinking this is woo-woo, what was the transition? How can they transition?
So the transition for me was, I just can't believe, like, I need to know. And I'm obsessive. Like, there's something in me goes, no, I need to understand it. Yeah. That's why when I got into the nutrition, into the gym, I found out very quickly, it's a food competition.
Yeah.
You got to get leaner. Then everybody trains hard, so it's just about getting leaner. So so I studied nutrition, and then I opened a nutrition company. So that's one of the things I have still to this day. I have a nutrition company, nutritionist, right? So that's why, like, one of the services is, oh, you want to put on size, you want to drop weight, yeah, we can do it. Yeah. But change your mind, then we get your food right. But to answer your question, so I studied quantum physics.
Oh wow!
So it's just like, I need to know. That's a fucking rabbit hole, brother. Like, it's just some pure science. So this is just some real. I'll just cover it real quickly for you. The law of gravity doesn't care whether you believe it or not. Go jump off a fucking building. You find it out for yourself, right? This is just some science. So yeah. I just go into, what's the science? What's quantum physics? Quantum physics is the science of subatomic reality. So what is below atoms? So what is fundamental reality? What is all of this state of stuff made up of? So I don't remember much in school, but I do remember learning that everything's made of atoms. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And then if you break it down, the atom, they thought that atom is the smallest thing. No, you broke it down. It's a proton, neutron, electron. Oh, wow. We found the smallest particles in the universe. No, you broke that down. It's just like these things called bosons and quarks, right? And there's gets more and more. You can break it down. Go, okay, so what happens when you break it right down? It's a wave of energy. So physical matter are waves of energy. And it appears separate to us because that's just our senses. Like, our senses don't tell us what reality is. Our senses just tells us what it can measure. Like, my eyes don't tell me reality. Like, over 99% of the electromagnetic spectrum, I can't see. My eyes can only measure. My eyes can only see so far, then it can't see further. Like right now, I can get binoculars and go, oh, there's a man over there.
Yeah.
Oh, he just magically appeared. No, he was always there. I just couldn't see him because that's the measurement length of my eyes. So your eyes and your ears don't measure reality. It just measures a small spectrum of it. So what everything is just energy vibrating. It's waves of energy. And so what is the nature of energy? Whatever frequency you're vibrating then attracts more of that the same wave. And so in other words, you vibrate here, you'll attract everything that vibrates in the same energy. In simple man's terms, you're a bit of an arsehole, you'll end up attracting arseholes. Right? You're a gossiper, you'll attract gossipers. You're negative, you'll attract negative people. You tend to be a happy person, you tend to attract happy people. Right? You get it? So that's just like in a very simple way. But let's say you're over here, your frequency is over here. It used to be here, but now it's here. The physical world will match it. It has no choice. It has no choice. It's just a physical thing. It must manifest. It must match it. Once I got that, is that it? Great. Then all I need to do is master my frequency, which is the speed of the vibration of your energy. So what is the word for frequency or vibration? This is a big one. The word emotion, your emotion, literally means your energy emotion or your frequency. So when I say, how do you feel? When I look at how a person's feeling, I know what they're going to manifest into their life. A person goes, how you doing? They go, oh, yeah, it's all right. Mm. So what that means, their life is just going to, in every area is just going, no, it's all right. That's what their life is going to look like. How they fundamentally feel. So what do most people do? A lot of people work hard, but they don't feel, they don't expect to make a lot of money this month.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Imagine if you actually, in your heart, expected to double your income this week. And that's not possible. But imagine if it was. I know people who have, right? Yeah. I've got many clients who have, like more than that. I had this lady who, her and her husband were builders, right? Here in New Zealand, the builders, they had this idea of this tiny homes, right? But they didn't have enough money to launch it. And I said to them, you got to let go of all these constraints about money and stuff, guys. They're the Māori couple down the line. And I said to them, you don't need money. The project needs money. You don't need money. There's a lot of people with money. I said, I got money. Many people got money. And you know what? The last thing I want to keep is my money in the bank. That's just, I might as well just burn it. So any business people will see it. I said, what's your idea? They told me. And they're actually really good with their tiny homes. And it's a really profitable thing, right? So what they wanted to do is they wanted to take it to the local tribes and get them to fund it. The local tribes are useless because there's so much people like wrangling over government money. And I said to them, in your local little town, go to all the business people, especially one of those business people that got 2 or 3 businesses, and just say to them, hey, you fund this, we'll go 50-50 in the split. So we just worked out what the numbers would be. You go to a person saying, look, it's going to cost $250,000 to build this and the land, or $50,000 for the land, $250 to build it, $300. We sell it for $600K. We split the profit 50-50. You make 150, I make 150. I do all the work, so I put in all the sweat equity. You put in all the money. You control the money. I put in the work. We sell it, and we split the profits 50-50. Right? They go, that's a wonderful idea. So then they went to the local business people. This is first week of having the idea. I said, go to all of them. Go to the guy who owns a pub. He probably has a lot of cash flow, right? If in local town, the guy who owns a pub owns a lot of money. You know, so they went, and they went and talked to 2 or 3 people. Nothing happened. One of the guys turned them, called him back, and then the guy said, look, let's do, as a first project, let's do like 5 of these houses.
As first project.
Yeah. Just like, cool, let's do like 5 of these houses. And so like, let's say the average house is like, I don't know, they make 150 grand or 200 grand per house. That means that their share is going to be somewhere around $750 to $1 million. One conversation, first week. But for the previous year and a half, he's been a builder all his life. He's perfected this tiny home he can build really cheap, but really good quality for his people. But he just couldn't get it out there because he's just trying to fund it. One idea, 1 week, one conversation. Right? That's
what it takes.
Yeah. And so it's just like, how far can you go? It's the law of attraction. It's even in our language. We go, I don't like that guy. I don't like his vibe. His vibration. Right? Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Energy, the nature of energy, it just attracts. It repels or it draws like a magnet. It's either drawing, or if the energy is opposite, if you push 2 magnets that's opposite, it's going to go like that. That's what happens with people and their money. So I'm trying so hard, but it's like this. Yeah, it's like a force, forcing it away. Yeah. Imagine if it goes like this. I have people call me up every day, go, Steve, hey, you got this idea. you want to be part of it? Cool. No, you don't even put money in. No, we'll give you money. Yeah, sure. Okay. And people say to me, hey, how'd you get that deal? Like, you're a good salesperson. I didn't even do the deal. Someone called me and they offered it to me. And it's just like, it's unfair. It's like the energy. It's like when you're single and you're going out, you're trying to hit on girls, you push it like, I'm thinking, have I got fucking that smell? Like, what the hell is going on? But when you relax, boom,
Yeah.
right? So you draw. That's why I say I don't sell, because I'm not trying to push. People are drawn to me. And deep down they go, I like that guy.
Yeah.
They'll feel it, right? They'll be compelled to do it. And because my energy is pure, so they'll be attracted to it. So the law of attraction, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It just like law of gravity, it's working in your world. And just to prove it, however you deeply feel about money is exactly what's in your bank account. And if you want to know how much money you're going to make this month, how much do you, in your heart, not, oh, this is how much I want to, I want a unicorn for Christmas. No, just like, how much do you truly expect to make this month? For most people, the answer is the same. And that's why the same happens, right? You can prove the law of attraction for yourself. What is your deepest feeling and belief? What's your deepest feeling and belief about this subject? That's why, just like my deepest feeling and belief about my body was, I'm stocky, which is a nice way of saying, hey, I've got a bit of fat, a bit of muscle. Then I just thought to myself, what happens if I just thought I'm fucking Mr. New Zealand and I'm the most ripped guy in the country? And by the end of it, I was called that. Right? Just, I was like, holy shit. And people literally didn't even recognize me. Like a year later, walk past, go, hey, John, how you doing? They go, Steve, is that you? I go, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm in shape now. Like, what the fuck? And it's just like, I just changed my whole paradigm. I changed my mindset. I became that guy. So I started to think like that guy. So I would eat like that guy. And I didn't eat like me. I eat like me before. It's just like, oh, I just want some bread. You know? Whereas I eat like this guy, bread. Like that. I'm going to get jacked. I'm jacked. This jacked motherfucker, right? I'm the best in the country. Someone has to be number fucking one. I'm this guy. So it's just like, bread means nothing to me. They died for like 12 weeks. I died for like 12 months.
Yeah.
And in my head, I was thinking, you guys just coming to the wrong competition. Come to the wrong competition. You're competing against me. It's not even a competition. It's like going up against 10-year-olds. Just come to the wrong competition, guys. Because you're just trying to win a trophy. I gave this my life. You're putting a lot into it. I'm putting it all. I'd rather die than break my word. You find it hard to eat for 12 weeks. It's like being a baby. I'll just eat whatever I want every single day. 12 weeks, 12 months, it means nothing to me. You know, so I just became that guy. It's just like, well, this is how that guy would think. So cool, I'm going to think like that. Yeah. And then I just attracted, all of a sudden my body found it easy to drop weight. You know, it just, the money started coming to me. The customers start coming to me, right? It's just like, cool. So how to get podcasts? Because I think about that a few weeks ago. I was thinking, oh, I've got to get on a few podcasts. Then you call me, right? You message me. That's how the law of attraction works. But if you go after things like desire, without understanding, if you just stay in the state of desire, you're pushing things away. Desire is the energy of not having. I want is the energy that means I don't have. I see it. I literally see it and feel it before it physically appears.
Yeah.
So when I was driving my $2,000 my $2,000 Toyota with half a handle, because half the handle fell off when I broke it one day. It's like, oh, great. With my red brake light, it came off. So when I went around the corner, it would swing. I was like, oh, that's fucking great. You know, this is 2 years ago too, brother, because I got wiped out financially. This is 2 years ago. This is not going back, when I was poor. This is me going from the heights of success, and now I've got a fucking Toyota. And I'm driving it, and I've got it. Like, I've got photos of it. As I was driving, I was thinking, man, this is so cool. I can't wait to share this fucking story. After I lost everything again, I was just thinking, I can't wait. So I've got the photographs of it all, just so I could show it to everybody, going, this is how you do it again. It doesn't matter I got wiped down, because you can't take me away from me. I just repeat my process, and now all of a sudden I'm back on top of it again. So it doesn't matter what age, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you put together the same process, then you'll get the same result. It's got nothing to do with gender, race, nationality, age. It's just follow this process. Learn how to master your mind and how to master yourself. Whatever you release that self into now, you'll master.
Just on that, the process, while we're on topic there, Steve, what are some of your non-negotiables? Like, like your 3 non-negotiables?
So I put people through like a 12-month program, right? And what we do is we start off every week with some disciplines. So like the week when they start off with like 3 or 4 disciplines, every discipline is 100% non-negotiable. Every day they have to report in. Like every day you have to report it in. Because people will break their fucking word from day one. It starts off with simple things like, but things that most men, they call themselves men, can't fucking do. Just like, cool, this is your diet. The diet will get you in great shape, but it's not to do that, it's to piss you off. You're going to get up early. What time do you get up? You're getting up an hour earlier. I get up at 6, you're getting up at 5. I get up 5, I get up at 4 now. Why? Not so that you're more productive, just to piss you off. To create a battle in your mind that you must win today. So you're doing it for self-mastery. So we start off with some basic disciplines, which is getting up early, doing your nutrition, doing training. We started in week 1. They master it. They stop becoming a whining victim bitch, and they get to the point that it's like, it doesn't matter what you give me, Steve, I'm going to do it. Then we build on top of those disciplines. So now start doing this 20-minute meditation in the morning, and then it's this, and then it's that. And then it's other things like how you structure your day, you plan your day at the beginning of the day. So we have about 24 disciplines that make up the blueprint for the program, for that everybody follows for their life. Yep. And but the most basic ones are getting up early, doing your nutrition program and your training program, because it's just like, if you want to master your physical world, the first thing you must master is the most physical thing to you, which is your body. Your body is a walking advertisement. Like people go, yeah, I got a lot of discipline. Dude, your fat fucking belly tells me you don't, brother. You know, people go, I'll look after you. Your man tits tell me you won't. You can't even look after your fucking self. Like, bro, it's like a fat personal trainer saying, here's some advice. Dude, take your own fucking advice, right? It's like how you treat yourself echoes everything. Everybody can feel it. This is the thing. You feel where a person's at. And you go, yeah, let me have a think about that deal. When I talk to people, they go, yeah, let's do it. And it's because they can feel that I'm trustworthy. And why am I trustworthy? Because I keep my own word. It's in my energy field. When I say something, I follow through. They can feel it. But just to answer your question, the first non-negotiables, there's a list of them, but the first ones are getting up early, nutrition and training.
Yeah. Awesome. Got a couple more questions here, Steve. The value of networking, I know from my own personal experience, but for those who may be watching this, what are some of the skill sets that, let's say if they're starting brand new and they hate their 9 to 5, what are some of the skill sets that you think that could be that platform where they could project off and start to make huge drastic changes in them?
Yeah, the first thing is so these are the steps, like you asked, maybe to break out the matrix and become wealthy, right? So the first thing, you've got to get out of 9 to 5 and the whole 9 to 5 mentality and getting an hourly rate. I don't work for an hourly rate. That would drive me nuts. I get results, right? If I don't get the result, let's say a person joins and their life doesn't change. That fucks up my whole brand. So I don't need anybody in. And just like, I got to think, are you going to fucking do it? Because you don't succeed. I'm the one who pays a much bigger price. But to answer your question, the first thing is work ethic. People think 40 hours, I've got a full-time job. How many hours do you work? 40 hours. You think I work 40 hours? You think an entrepreneur is 40 hours? And these people watch YouTube, get this. It's just like there's 6-minute abs. You'll watch a 6-minute abs, you go, oh, 6-minute abs. And they're watching and go, yes, just buy this machine for $300 and for just 6 minutes, you can have these abs. You go, what? Oh, here's my $300. You deserve to lose your motherfucking money. You lazy motherfucker. You deserve to lose your money. People go, man, just work a 4-hour week. Just do this. Just scale your business. It's automated. Just like you don't understand, the work is the reward. The work you're trying to avoid, you get sold on. You get sold on it because you're lazy, right? People want to do this small week. The work shapes you. If you didn't have to put work in to get the body, that's why the body is such a great testimony, because it shows that you put in the fucking work every single day for a period of time.
Yep.
So the reward isn't the result. The reward is the work, because it shapes who you become. So who you become is the reward. I become a person who can do this work. I become the person who can lift the weight. I become this powerful person that can do it. And so you got to get out of that whole 40-hour week mentality. So straight away, like and my whole thing is, first of all, you really need to be working at least 60 or 70 hours a week. People, I don't have time. Make fucking time. You're just like, you're waking up far too late. You've got 168 hours in a week. 40 hours is nothing. It's not full time. You got to be thinking more like 60, 70, 80 hours, right? That's what I needed to do to break out of the matrix. Yep. I worked fucking double shifts. I did, and I saved up money, and I went to a person. It's just like, I can work it out myself, and hopefully I'll work it out. but I'm not going to risk my life doing that. I'm going to go to a person who's got a track record of helping people like me. And now I'm going to pay him whatever the price, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to get the result. So let's say the person goes, I'm not like me, I help people become millionaires. Cool. So you pay me what I charge, you become a millionaire. Is it worth whatever I charge? Of course it is. Of course it is, right? You just have to make sure that I've got a track record that proves it. And so to get back to your question, work ethic is the most important thing. So the first thing I do is make sure a person is working at least 60 or 70 hours, or they go get another job. So they know what a good week is worth. Then they get some extra money too. The next thing is just like we start to work on them and their business. Just like the business is something they're passionate about. It doesn't matter what the business is. You're the secret. And then we replace that part-time job. So now they still got a full-time job, but the part-time job with their business. They're used to working longer hours, you know? So now every week they're putting in that 20 or 30 hours. Most people, the boss says, turn up tomorrow at 6 o'clock. They go, okay. But you say to yourself, get up at tomorrow at 6 o'clock. They go, oh no, I don't want to do that. It's just like, dude, you won't get up for your own fucking dreams, but you get up to make someone else's dreams come true. So the first thing is really disciplining the person. And then it's just like, you got to build up that work ethic. And then you've got to start your business. You're never going to become wealthy working for someone else's business. Like you can get some certain amount of income. Maybe you can make 200 or 300 grand a year working for someone. That's not wealth, right? That's just means you got some freedom with money. Only when you're on, like, you really need about, what I found, about 500 or 600 grand. Then you've got some really good choices in life every year, you know. And $1 million, that's a really good start. That means you know, like I'm not interested in looking at price tags. I like it. It's pretty. I buy it. You know, that's how I like to live. It's just like you get beyond even needing to look at price tags. So but it all starts with, do you have the work ethic? So being able to work 70, 80 hours every week, it's not a grind. People call it a grind. It's not a grind. You're going to do those hours anyway. Like you're going to be on fucking Netflix, PlayStation, watching fucking rugby, fucking around, playing slap house with your mates. It's just like, dude. There's like a guy said, I did a double shift yesterday. So why do you say it like that? He goes, what do you mean? How many hours did you work? You worked like 12 hours. He said, you would have done those 12 hours anyway. But instead, you like, let's say you just did an 8-hour shift. And then let's say you went home, you watched some Netflix, you made some dinner. You don't go, oh, by the way, I did 12 hours yesterday. I did this, this, and this. You just go, I went to work yesterday. What did you say at home? What did you do? You're relaxing on a weekend. Oh, yesterday was a big day. I got up, then I spent an hour at the gym, and then I had to do a shift at the gym. Then I did a shift on Netflix, and then a shift on rugby. Just like, you don't say it like that. You know, it's like for me, it's no work or home. It's just like, I love what I do, brother. That's why you have to choose something you love. But in the interim, you're 9 to 5. That tool you may hate, but it's just a tool for you to build some income while you build your business. So you got to learn to love that tool because it gives you the opportunity to go over here. So the very, very first thing is work ethic and putting in the time into your current company, making sure that you can work 60, 70 hours a week so you got extra income. And then when it's time when you're focused enough, get rid of that part-time job and now launch your business, right? And people go, oh, I put all my money in business. You're going to go broke. Do you know that 90% of businesses go broke in 2 years? You stupid motherfucker. It's just like, good on you got balls, but you're dumb, right? It's just like, it doesn't work like that. You start your part-time business, you launch it. When that makes more than your full-time business, now you leave. There's no risk in what I do. I want to leave. You haven't earned the right to fucking leave. Your business is not making enough money. If I did more time, no, you can get more results. That's not how business works. It's not time, it's results. Get more results for your fucking clients. So when the part-time business is making more than the full-time business, they leave the full-time business, and then now they double their business and triple their business, quadruple their business. So it's not a hard formula to follow, but most people just go, damn it, I'm going to start my business. Then they risk it all. Then they're desperate as fuck. And then they push away customers because they're so desperate. And then they struggle. And then it's just a hard grind for like a decade or so. And then maybe they make some money and then they're tired and then they retire with a few dollars in the bank. It's like, there's a much easier way to do it.
Yeah. It's gonna, man, it's just like a massive coaching session for everyone that's watching this, Steve. So I appreciate the value in you dropping bombs for sure. Cool. One more question. Just for the advice for a 20-year-old yourself. So let's say Steve, 20 years of age, Steve at 40 years of age, and Steve at 60 years of age. Mm-hmm. What life lessons would you impart onto those certain 3 age groups?
It's the same. It'd be the same thing actually.
Same thing across the board.
At 20 years old, that the most important thing is decide what you want.
Okay.
With no limitation. Decide what you want in every area of your life, and then find the person who's a living example of that, and who also has a track record of helping other people get that. Not your fucking uncle or auntie, not the neighbor, but a person that's living that life. When I wanted to find table tennis, I didn't talk to my neighbor or my mate or my brother. I got number 3 in the whole world. She coached me. So decide what you want. I want to be the best at everything. Right? So decide what you want. Find a person, they're the living example. They got a track record of helping people like you become it, and then pay them whatever you want, and you'll get to your goal. So I've learned that very, very young. At age 40, it'd be exactly the same, just stay there, but value the most important things. And the most important things are is this moment. It's this moment, and it's the experiences that you have with your loved ones. They'll never. Yep. So we want our kids to grow up. Then it's just like, dude, you'll miss those times, man. It's just like you'll reminisce about those times. It's like when my boys were young, they come to me at the gym. They're like 14, 15. And those times, and we were just struggling a bit financially, but we were training in the gym every day, and it's just the greatest of times. And I used to say to them, remember this, guys, remember this, boys, and they look back on it as some of their most wonderful times. But now with this time is the most wonderful time, right? So it's just like, don't put money ahead of the real things in life. And at age 60, it's the same thing anyway. So it's like, be of service. Wealth is always about serving others. So Zig Ziglar, he's a famous motivator back in the 60s and 70s in America. And he said, if you help enough, you can have any goal you want if you help enough other people achieve their goals. And I found that to be true. It's just like, so my whole thing is I'm of service. And like right now, I'm of service. I'm not getting paid. But money happens, because money has just got to do with my feeling about money. Right? So I give service. I'll go over probably to a cafe after this. I'll be doing something, and there'll be a random waitress. And I will give her the same thing. I give everything. I just give all of me in everything, right? And I have the most profound conversations. I have these weird conversations. I have complete strangers. Get this. I'm a little bit jacked. So I'm a little bit, like not the most like accommodating person to approach. At least every second day, strangers come up to me in the supermarket. Just come to me, go, hi. I don't normally do this, but I just wanted to say hello or something. I go, oh, hi. And it's just like, they don't even know why they approach me. They're just drawn to me because of my energy, right? It's such a weird thing. But it's overseas as well. It's wherever I go. And my wife goes, do you know that person? I have no idea who they are. They just wanted to come over and chat. I had a guy from Australia. We met online. We're talking a couple of times. I just gave him some energy, and I said to him, hey, man, just do this, do this. And I've never asked him for anything. Because if he wants to come on my program, he knows it. He has to ask me. He has to ask me, right? And he's never asked, but I give him heaps of like direction and advice. And he calls me from time to go, hey, bro, just do it like this. And then I got a phone call. He goes, man, broke my relationship. I've sold my house. Oh, by the way, I'm going to come to New Zealand and see you. Cool. He just arrived yesterday. So he's here for a few days because he just wants to hang out. But it's not a transaction, bro. I'm not getting anything out of it. I've changed it around tomorrow, so I've got some time with him, right? The transaction is between me and God. And so what happens is how I feel about money, that's what will come to me. Not because I'm a good guy, not because I'm serving others, just because that's how the law works. My gift, my thing is I get to serve others. Like that's my gift. Because every single day I got people who say to me, every day I get people say to me, Steve, thank you so much. You changed my life. You just changed my life. You saved my life every day because I've been of service to others. And then the cool thing is, of course, then you get this cool bank account and these cool cars, and people go, no wonder you're happy. I'm not happy for that. I decided to be happy. And that's why I have all of this. You got it back to front. The feeling must come first. The energy must come first. So hopefully that sort of answers your question in a roundabout way, brother.
That's a solid answer. That's perfect. That's a perfect way to wrap this up, man. Steve, absolutely massive. Thank you so much for jumping on here and sharing your story, sharing the values, and sharing the lessons of obviously where you are. You are 100% legit. What I'll do, guys, for everyone's watching, is I'll put Steve's details at the top there, but I'll put all his information there for you guys to reach out to him. man, just huge respect to the work that you're doing and the people that you're helping, Steve. So as someone with a goal from one swag to another, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.